What's going on, guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Andy, and today we are going to be discussing my top 5 stocks to buy in May 2024, which I believe all of them can potentially give huge long-term gains in the future. And we're going to go through each of them step by step. And actually, I do want to show you one that I did buy last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago at this point, but I'm up 43%. I'll show you the rest of the info in a second. But if you guys want to see this unreal growth stock, drop a like and a sub for me. Drop me a comment as well. I want to know what you guys think about these stocks and if you think it's worth a buy, because I definitely do. So let's get into it. All right, guys. So the 40% gain in the past week is Snapchat. And honestly, I think this thing could go back to 30, 35, 40 easily. And let me show you why. Well, honestly, we could actually just first go to my Charles Schwab here and just show you my position details. So as you can see, I bought 200 shares. That's the current price with a cost basis of roughly 2.3K and a cost per share at 11.34. So if we actually just go to the 184-hour chart, I did end up buying this somewhere around this area. So the average was 11.34, right? So maybe like around here. But yeah, so the reason for my buy was number one, the price, and then number two, the social sentiment. So if we just go and take a look here, I mean, look at this fall from Grace at 83 down to $7. And this is the low of 2020 right here, which is impressive. And yeah, we retraced that entire move. So A, the price was there. And then number two, like I said, the social sentiment. I did notice a lot of creators and streamers starting to put more content out on Snapchat. And many of them were talking about it openly, saying how much they actually make on Snapchat. And I was like, that's interesting. I think Snapchat's boosting up their advertising. They're getting more eyeballs onto the app, which is good. And obviously, I think they have like the Snapchat Plus thing. I don't know the exact numbers on that, but that could be growing. And obviously, I used Snapchat more when I was younger, but it was still a great app. I mean, like everybody used it. So I think still kids that are younger are definitely going to be using this app. Yeah, so that was kind of the idea behind that. And also, I was really anticipating this earnings move up here. I know that the market loves to focus on daily active users, especially for the social media names, right? And I knew Snapchat was going to be getting a boost there. And we can actually even go to the news here. Let's see. If we go to the news and hit this, it should take us to Benzinga. There we go. We can go to the earnings. Yeah, and this is this quarter right here. So as you can see, the estimated EPS was negative 5 cents a share. We actually made a profit of 3 cents a share. Surprised by about 160%. Estimated revenue 1.12 billion. Actual revenue 1.2 billion. So that was actually a big beat there. And I'm pretty sure the DAU, or daily active users, went up a lot. Yeah, so let's actually check on the actual news. So it says, upon the earnings beat, strong revenue growth as well as a rise of daily active users to 422 million. It doesn't say from what, but yeah, we know it's growing, so we're here for it. And honestly, this still has a gap to fill on the daily. So if you guys are even looking to trade this, any pullbacks down to this 1520, basically this demand zone here, look for this, and then we're gonna actually target this 18. If we go back here, you can see the significance of these highs here. And if we go to the weekly, that's basically as far as it goes. But if it gets out of this little channel here, outside of this range, I mean, we're easily gonna hit 24. That seems like a big level. Maybe 26 for sure. I mean, my definite target would be around like 30 to 40. I'm not sure if it can get back to the highs, but I mean, if it does, we're here for it. And all right, guys, stock number 2 is Shopify. Man, I want this stock lower so bad. I mean, I would buy it today, but I do want to wait for the earnings. And honestly, earnings have been somewhat good for the tech stock. So, I mean, I'm afraid it's going to go up and I won't get another chance to buy it. But hopefully we can get this to come down. But I love this company. If we could just go to the weekly here, look at this chart. I mean, ever since its fall here, look at this sequence of higher lows. Just beautiful. This is exactly what you want to see. I mean, it's almost like the big C dip, right? Big precipitous fall and then just higher lows all the way back to the top. I want to wait for earnings, which is very soon. But if we can get any move down to the 65, I am a buyer. If we get even lower down to the 55, I'm even more of a buyer. But probably if it gets under this 45, I would probably cut loose the position just because we want to keep that consistency of higher highs and higher lows, right? But yeah, I think this can definitely get back to the highs. And what Shopify does, they're basically an e-commerce platform, and they help you with shipping and payment processing, I believe. So online shopping isn't going anywhere. I believe it's going to get more and more automated. It's going to be faster and faster and faster. I think Shopify is going to be the head of that, and I am in this for the long term. If we just go to the Analyze tab here on Shop, look at the analyst ratings, basically all a buy, outperform. Current PE ratio is much higher than the 5-year average, but once that revenue starts to come in more, which is lower than average now, but once the economy starts to turn around, that number should also turn around as well. We could even just go to the news here and look at the analyst ratings. Yeah, Citigroup upgraded the stock from neutral to buy and raised its price target from 93 to 105. That's very aggressive. Let's see here. Morgan Stanley upgrade Shopify to overweight. Price target to 85 from 74. And that's just to name a few here. So long term, I'm loving it. Short term, we need to see a little bit of a dip here to get in. But overall, Shop looks excellent. Like I said, let's wait for earnings and let's see if we can get any buys here at the 65 or 55. All right, guys. Next on the list is PayPal. And this is a real big opportunity for growth here. Obviously, we all know PayPal, big payment platform. Now, let's just go to the Analyze tab here and let's just show you the difference between this and Shopify. This has a positive PDE ratio, with the 5-year average being 44 and the current being 15, which means if we see the earnings per share, let's do 384 and then times that by the 5-year average, which is 44. Realistic PayPal price target should be 168, but obviously the growth of this company is diminished a little bit. That's why you saw the drop in the stock. But I'm looking around in real life and I'm actually seeing stores like sneaker stores in the mall. I'm seeing stickers on the door saying we accept PayPal and Klarna and those platforms as a means of payment, which is huge. And when I saw that on the door, I'm like, man, this actually could be big for PayPal. And I was already looking at the stock. And when I saw the real life opportunity for growth, I'm like, man, this could be good. So as you can see, revenue is lower, but look at the net income. 75 versus the 15 of the 5-year average, which is good. You want to see growing net income also with a stable PE. So as you can see, all the institutions are either long or holding this. Loving it so far in PayPal. But the one thing that I got to see it over, let's go to the chart here. Let's go to the 1 year, 1 day. As you can see, this was earnings right here. And currently today, it's rejecting off of this 67.70 level. I mean, this is literally the so-called market bottom, but we still look good. As you can see, higher highs, higher lows, good movement here. But I want to see if I can either take half position around this 61, 62 area and then take second half position once it gets over this, because we can go to the weekly. As of right now, let's apply the day trading rules. This is still a break and retest to the downside. So this could see further fall, right? So we got to be careful. That's why I want to buy above this 67 to prove that we're above this previous pivot low. But there's a good opportunity, obviously, because we have stuff to look forward to the upside, which is the gap fill on the daily. And other than that, man, just the fundamentals of the company here. So remember, if we take the PDE 5-year average, we said it's around 168, right? So from current levels, that is 150%. That looks amazing. And like I said, I don't think Venmo is going anywhere. I'm seeing the real life applications at the stores in the mall and even on online. I mean, you see PayPal everywhere. So this I'm loving. And number 3 on the list is Starbucks. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about this stock, but look at this drop off of earnings. We can just look here. A drop of like 17%. So as you can see, this is 2020 already right here. So if we bring this out to the weekly, if we can get a little bit lower and maybe, let's do this, get in this zone of like 70, 68, maybe even down to the 64, I would be a big buyer of Starbucks here. As you can see, RSI is really oversold. And look at the last time it was oversold in the weekly. It was back down here. It went from 68 to 115. So I'm loving Starbucks. Let's wait for this thing to get a little bit lower. But as you can see, we're already pretty close to that zone. And also, what a dividend they pay. 57 cents a share. Not bad. And if we go to the Analyze tab, you could see PDE ratio 25, which is a bit high. 5-year average 47. So if we take that 374 times 47, we got 175, which is literally way past all-time highs, which is interesting. So obviously the wording factor of Starbucks was their business in China, which I'm hearing could be starting to bottom out, which is good. So yeah, let's wait for Starbucks to get a little bit lower and honestly press that buy button because it's a good stock, stable, and a solid dividend at that. So really good on Starbucks. And number 4, with maybe not the best fundamentals yet, but definitely a huge potential for growth, is Toast. So Toast is a POS system for restaurants, like where they put in orders, I'm sure, like do inventory and basically like a whole infrastructure for restaurants. And from what I've heard, it's a very, very intuitive system. And I'm hearing on CNBC that a lot more restaurants are actually starting to adopt this. I mean, you can even see in the earnings here, it's definitely going up. I mean, it was -1 at one point, -23, -20, -11, couple -19s, -9, -7. They're growing earnings, which is what we love to see. I would love to get a buy around this 20. So I obviously have a line here and a alert at like 2050 for when we get under here, but I love Toast. I think it has a huge potential for upside. And if we even go to the news here, Goldman Sachs adjusts Toast to 29 from 26. Interesting. Baird adjusted from 28 to 24. I love this, guys. Couple downgrades here, Wells Fargo, but who listens to Wells Fargo? Am I right? But yeah, as you can see, near term, definitely rejecting off of this bull flag here. Let's wait for earnings and honestly see if we can punch this down to the near 20 level and ride this puppy potentially all the way back to all all-time highs here. All right, guys, those are the 5 stocks to buy in May 2024. I think all of those have huge potential, and I'm definitely looking to buy every single one of them, so I'm excited. So, guys, again, let me know if you like this style of video. This is my first time actually doing this, but also let me know if you'd like to see updates of my long-term every week or so you guys stay up to date on what I'm thinking, and also maybe my buys and sells and what I'm looking at. And also, trading content will resume in the near future, so stay tuned for that. But, guys, thank you again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did in the comments and by dropping a like and a sub. Also, Discord should be out soon. Let me know if you're excited for that. We will be having a long-term section in there where we can talk about that stuff. And also, when it is open, I'll be able to drop you guys instantly my buys and sells on the long term. So yeah, guys, thanks so much, and I'll see you next week. Take it easy.